There we are then. The referee blows his whistle. And we begin at the start of this first half. It goes directly there from the kick.
Good shot.
Head tennis at the moment in the opening few seconds, as Palace being able to get the ball down on the deck early on. It goes out here for the Palace throw. The benches of the two team managers, Rob Quinn and Lee Downing, taking charge of their respective sides. Rob Quinn, the Palace boss, who celebrated his 48th birthday yesterday. The happy returns to you, Rob, as he is back to business today. 3 points, I'm sure, would be an excellent way to celebrate that. Here's George King. And Derry operating on this near right side. Bundled over. Wins a free kick with 60 seconds played. Didn't take long, did it, for Jesse Derry to show once again to us his influence on games and wins so many free kicks like that. Only took 60 seconds for West Brom to commit their first foul. Sure, it won't be the last on Derry today. And he looks likely to take this set piece as well. And it is left by Benamar for Derry to deliver towards the back post. Samade rose high, quite dropped favourably then though for George King. Benamar sees it back to his goalkeeper Jack Mason.
Good divide. Yes, Ocko! Up and in! Go again! Because you can jump!
Mason in possession again. He's been with Palace since the age of 13. Made his way through the ranks at the academy.
Yeah, come on, Rio! Good, there you man! Yeah! Go on!
Comfortable playing out from the back there into Williams under intense pressure. And he's actually robbed of possession as well and then commits the foul as a result of that. Just played themselves into a little bit of trouble there, Palace. And they've got some defending to do here from the free kick now.
Good shape. Adam, let that get a right and left on it.
Mason aligning his wall. Rio Palmer has placed the ball down here for West Brom. There's also the left-footed option there as well. 4 in the wall here defensively for Palace, and it is struck by Palmer, but can't quite get enough dip on that in time to trouble the goalkeeper. Mason will be comfortable seeing that one fly high over his crossbar.
Good
job. See there, always rising, wasn't it, from that free kick? Mason to restart.
Second ball. Come on,
Wants to go long this time. Declines the offer of playing out from the back, off the back of his side, playing themselves into a little bit of trouble before conceding that free kick.
Come on in, Rio, get around the 4.
Tyler White there with a throw-in, back to King.
All right, divide. Reese, be aware. Yeah, good Ocko.
It's a 3-4-3 system today then by the looks of things for Palace. Very much mirroring the way which one of the Glasners' first team side play. Mason in goal, King, Walker Smith and Samade across the back line as 3 centre-backs really, with White on the right of those and Benamar on the left, and Adams Coleman and Williams occupying those 2 central midfield roles, as that's a foul there and a free kick for Palace. And just a word of warning, I think, there for Charlie Blackshields. Palace get the ball back and play quickly, but just a little bit too quickly for the referee's liking. Going to be made to retake that free kick, but to complete that lineup in its formation, then Derry on the right wing, Casey leads the line, side to his left. It's a familiar system for Palace fans. Let's see if it works out for the under-18s team today. It's out for the throw-in. Over on the far side. for Dean Benamar.
Oko, stop him going out!
He's been
Oko, higher!
provided with an opportunity after
Higher, divide!
Freddie Cowan started the season so well in that left wing back role with 5 assists in 6 games, but he hasn't played since late September. Therefore has provided the well-taken opportunity by Benamar in that particular role. And here goes to the home team, taken quickly by White. Not controlled that time though. It's out of play for a West Brom throw. 5.5 minutes played, still goalless. No chances of note so far. Majority of the game being played in this midfield department. Throwing launch down the line there for Albion. Just ran himself into a little bit of trouble there, Adams Coleman. Wasn't really a way out of that. Back from King, it goes to Mason again.
Well done, Adam, let that. Stay here. Ryan, be ready! Charlie, be ready! Let's go! Let's go! Hurry!
Long from back to front. It's a firm header which drops kindly to Black Shields, and all the way back there the visitors go to their goalkeeper Louis Brady. Towards the halfway mark, but it's comfortable for Palace and Charlie Walker-Smith, and again he returns it back to Mason. Always a sign of the goalkeepers in possession. Confidence, isn't it, when the rest of the outfield team, the back line, to play it back to the goalkeeper like that so frequently. Of course, Marcus Hill enjoyed minutes between the sticks at the start of the season for Palace, but it's Mason's shirt to lose by the looks of things in recent weeks, and Marcus Hill remains on the substitutes bench.
Good, look after. Good reaction, Device.
Adams Coleman. Here's White. Forward up to Casey, and that's a firm challenge, but a good one from Reece Morris. Out for the throw in here for Palace. Tyler White will take this throw in now. Just assessing his options as Derry shows short for it, but it wasn't the kindest of deliveries from that throw, and the offside flag is raised there against Jesse Derry. Right down beneath the nose of the referee's assistant, and it was an immediate raising of the flag from the linesman there. Brady launching that long. Header was well won initially by George King. Here's Benji Casey now. Couldn't bring the ball under his spell though. Williams does. Picks a nice pass as well to Derry through the lines of midfield, and then that's a good challenge from Williams to win it back. Didn't have it very long though, as Black Shields again won that midfield duel. It's a couple that he's won now for the visitors in the opening, nearly 9 minutes played. Very clear instructions from the sideline there for the visitors, and Rio Palmer in particular being told to offload the ball perhaps. Here's Derry. Benamar driving forwards down that left flank. Now Casey. Drifting out onto that left wing and happy to play back and link the play. And it's these sorts of situations, comfortable possession like this, in and around the opposition half, that I think will be pleasing for Palace if they can grasp control of the game. Switch of play, there's appeals for offside, and indeed those appeals are again answered. And the free kick's taken quickly, the ball's back in play with Black Shields. Long clearance away from Morris. Haven't seen much of Adam Okorodudu so far, the West Brom front man. Pass cut out there by Blackshield, who wins it back here for West Brom. That's onto the right wing, and it's a low delivery which breaks back to Blackshields. There's the shot from the edge of the area from Palmer. Well blocked though. Really crucial defensive intervention there from George King, I think it was, who got his body in the way. Needed to as well, because that was goal bound. Whether it would have beaten Mason is a different question really, but it was certainly on target. Now Letlet. Nice footwork there from the Algerian left-back. And he gets the decision again from the referee. Switch of play back to Abdullah Boudou. Now you feel it's West Brom's turn just to try to really take control of the game, but neither team have been able to do that so far. It's been very evenly balanced, well matched. Long there from King. Again, Blackshields picking up possession in midfield. Now the trialist in possession there, the number 7 for West Brom, who's played in recent weeks and remains on trial with the West Midlands club. Corey Sears clips it forward down the line. Chasing after it here is Letlat, who was urged not to foul and didn't. Tyler White does well, though, to sweep up any potential looming danger. And Casey wins the free kick then. 12 minutes played, still Palace 0, West Brom 0. Palace yet to force a save or test Louis Brady in the West Brom goal. Closest that the visitors have come so far, probably that free kick from the edge of the penalty area, but that neither was troublesome for Jack Mason. West Brom pressing higher up the field here now, making it difficult for Palace to break through, but if they do, then there will be spaces to exploit, like this perhaps. Adams-Coleman leading the charge through the centre of midfield. Backtracking defender Palmer just did enough to delay any penetrative pass. Then the delivery from Benamar is a good one. Contact on the header, not quite which Palace were after, but it was probably their best moment so far there. Such a purposeful run through midfield from Adams-Coleman and a lovely delivery from Dean Benamar. Just came off his back, I think, actually, from Jerome Asai. Probably the reason as to why what I thought initially was a header ended up where it did. Better contact there, though, with the head, and it certainly could have been the opening goal because it was a delicious delivery from Benamar. Two hands in the air is the signal here from the corner for Palace. They've taken it short to Derry. That's onto the edge of the penalty area. Swept towards the back post. Delicious delivery, but it's not going to count. The offside flag is raised. And Palace, well, thought they had themselves the game's opening goal. But again, the offside flag goes up and puts an end to those celebrations. Yeah, I think he probably was just in an offside position there. Difficult to see maybe from that angle, but give the linesman the benefits of the doubt, and Benjamin Casey's goal doesn't stand. It remains 0-0. I think he was certainly in behind his marker, wasn't he there, Casey? Whether there was a deeper defender anywhere else across the line for West Brom, we'd need to go to VAR for that. Letlet. Palmer keeps possession. It was a good header, though, wasn't it, from Casey, which I suppose you take the positives where you can. If he gets another opportunity from close range like that, he'll be confident in taking that one as well. Goalkeeper stood no chance in keeping it out. Casey might have won this back as well after a loose pass. Couldn't quite control the ball himself then, though. West Brom get away with a little bit of a careless pass backward. Good challenge to win the ball and keep possession as well to begin with. Always the aim, isn't it, for, well, particularly midfielders like that in the middle of the pitch, to not only tow the ball away from the opposition, but to keep possession yourself as well and start the counter-attack. Adams-Coleman nearly doing that. His pass wasn't quite where he'd envisaged it to end up, though. Quarter of an hour on the clock. Here's Walker-Smith in the heart of the defence for Palace, in the middle of that back three. Benamar in search of the forward run there from Williams, who will make that sort of a direct run to join the front line from his more regular midfield role. Likes to join the attack like that. Oh, error there from the goalkeeper. It falls for Adams-Coleman. Now Derry skips inside. Can he get a shot away? He can, but it's not on target. He's pleading with the referee that took a deflection en route through. West Brom playing themselves into all sorts of trouble there. Silky footwork, wasn't it, from Derry? I think he's got a point there as well. The Palace number 10, I think that did just take a deflection which helped it on its way wide of the goal. Should have been a corner, but we restart with the goal kick. See as his pass into midfield is not to a teammate. Here's Derry, who shoots off his left foot that time. Happy to take aim with either foot, which is such a quality to possess. Seemed to start the game on this near right flank, didn't he, Jesse Derry, but more so has been drifting into those central areas. So many times this season we've seen him operate on the left flank and cut in onto his favoured right foot. Versatile across that front line, though, as the corner goes towards the back post. Big chance here, and there's the opening goal. And that one will count for Benjamin Casey, who has his third goal of the season. Corner not dealt with by the visitors and taken full advantage of by Benji Casey, probably the man who Palace would want that to fall his way. Striker's instinct inside the 6-yard box. And the goalkeeper was beaten from that close range effort. Palace will feel that they're worthy of their 1-goal advantage. They lead here by a 1-0, courtesy of their number 9, Benjamin Casey. Pinpoint delivery as well, though, wasn't it, from Jesse Derry? And with the goalkeeper boxed in somewhat in that 6-yard area, it was difficult for Brady to do anything about it. A little bit of fortune maybe about the way in which it broke to the feet of Casey, but once it did, certainly didn't look as though he was going to pass up on the opportunity. And Palace have themselves in front.
Good boy, Ocko!
Well, that will be pleasing then for Palace and their boss Rob Quinn. Here's Casey again, causing more problems for the West Brom defence. Into the penalty area and gets a corner. Another one of those Palace players who, when they get going, are really purposeful driving forwards like that. Saw it earlier from Adams-Coleman. Need I say more about the dribbling qualities of Jesse Derry, but Casey as well. Corner kick here. Again for Palace, towards the back post once more, and it's met in the air as well by George King forward from the back. That's a few corners that have caused West Brom issues defensively, don't look particularly convincing perhaps. Samade back to Walker-Smith. 20 minutes on the clock. Palace have themselves in front after the disallowed goal for an offside call against Benjamin Casey. The second time that he found the net in no more than 5 minutes probably since that disallowed goal. It certainly was going to stand. And it's the difference between the teams at this juncture. Let dispossess. Good tackle. Here's Derry. A couple of step-overs in there again for the Palace number 10. Walker-Smith tries to switch the play out onto that left wing for Benamar, but it was slightly undercooked. Hence the header from Asamuga, but Benamar has it now. Goes on the attack again with a lovely looking delivery once more. Was dealt with that time by the West Brom defence. Header was necessary for them. Williams plays it into the penalty area. This is a great opportunity again for Casey. Over the bar it goes. Last-ditch defending from Abdul Abudu. Oh, well, so close to the second goal there for Palace. Tyler White's ball across the penalty area somehow evaded Jerome Asai. And then it looked for all the world as though Casey was going to bag himself his second goal and double the advantage for Palace. West Brom with bodies back in the goalmouth area and just about did enough to get that one away from goal. Adams Coleman with so much space on the edge of the penalty area here. Goes in towards the 6-yard box again. There's another chance. Samade didn't make contact. It was a fresh air strike in the end from the centre-back.
Come on, let's go. Over, Ben.
Again, probably one which West Brom will look at and think they need to deal with better from a set-piece delivery there, though. Brady opting to punch the ball away rather than trying to catch and pluck it out of the air.
Keep it in there.
Palace there winning the ball back momentarily in a high area.
Come on, let's get up. Come on, Charlie. Keep going, lads. Let's keep going. Good luck.
Walker-Smith returns the ball back to Mason. Now there is certainly that element of control about the game that I alluded to earlier for Palace. West Brom have struggled to respond since the goal. Quarter of the game played. We've passed by the midway point now of this first half. A little bit short maybe for the goalkeeper, who was on red alert for a moment, but did get there in time.
Seconds again, go on, go on. Well done, Joel.
More comfortable one that time for Brady, although he somewhat skews the clearance away. It was more up than away, really.
Go on, go on.
Backward header there from Walker-Smith could have been problematic, but he's done really well to recover from that. Ensured there were no loose ends for Divine Onyemachi to take advantage of. More and more of the possession there for Palace now. West Brom struggling to get their foot on the ball and put together a string of play at all, really. Could hear the cry out there from Jesse Derry, and he gets the free kick. Just a late challenge there from the visitors. Not sure who it was for them, but the referee was well positioned and gives the free kick for Palace. Williams there, dropping into the back line to get on the ball, but immediately see him charge forward, sprint forward up to the front line. Bypassed his regular midfield role, dropping into the defensive line and then all the way up front for a moment there. Still in a high position, but he's dropped back a little bit, but it's the versatility in possession that Williams has. Asamuga's throw in there to Rio Palmer. Clipped forwards by Charlie Blackshields, but No teammate there for him. King under pressure there, just seemed to stall for a moment too long. And it's allowed for the intensity of the press to be stepped up a notch or two here for West Brom. If they want it back on the edge of the penalty area, they have. Palmer. Palace come away with the ball, courtesy of a side. Williams, not the best of return passes, but they still have possession. Benamar, up to Derry. And he retains possession again. Very pleasing first half for Rob Quinn this has been so far. Palace throwing here up by the corner flag.
Try and get right here on the middle one, yeah? Charlie. In possession, we need the two side ones wider. Wider, because the two are marking three again. Okay, just get them pushed out wider. Set it up, Jess, get weight, Tyler. Do it again.
Tyler White playing in this right wing-back role today, can also operate in more regular midfield positions with the throw in there. Bowled out there by Brady. And it's the visitors' turn to look to try to build from the back. Both sides with high lines of engagement in terms of where their front men are out of possession. Saw it there from Casey and Asai and Derry just alongside him, but it's also been a factor in the game for the visitors when Palace have had possession in their defensive half. King. Misplaced pass there from White. King in with a good challenge though. He's done well to get out of that there on your match sheet. He wanted a foul, but the referee allowing play to continue. Don't think there was too much in it there. On your match, you went to ground. Switch of play again in search of Benamar, taking up a really high position over on the left flank. As the prior switch of play out to Benamar did as well. It just dropped short though. Wary perhaps of overcooking that long diagonal, but can also be problematic if it doesn't have enough pace behind.
Okay, good. Step! Good, Ryan. Charlie, step behind! Fine, it might be you now. Keep it inside. Good, Ryan. Good, Ryan.
Walker Smith out to King in his second season of scholarship with Crystal Palace. George King has a nice pass he played forward there to Benjamin Casey. Again, down the channel, winning the corner. Taken short again this time. Out onto the edge of the penalty area again. This is how the disallowed goal came about. The header again is won by a Palace man. Almost a carbon copy, wasn't it, of that earlier disallowed goal. Just without the finishing touch at the end of it all, and no offside offence that time, so it would have counted had it found the back of the net, but comfortable for Louis Brady. Bread and butter work for the West Brom goalkeeper. Casey. Very much a striker with a physical presence, isn't he, for a 16-year-old leading the line.
Come on, Rocco! Come on, Rocco! Good. Stay there, Rocco! Shoot! Shoot, shoot! Don't keep dropping!
Benamar. Derry, I beg your pardon, with the ball back there to Samade.
Yeah, good, lad. Good, Rio. Come on then, Divide. Come on then. Come on, go! Reno, you got to drop down as well. Just get round up, goal. Get round up, goal.
Smart A. That's onto the left side, this time for Benamar. Forward down the channel again was the intended pass there, with Jerome Asai, the intended target to receive possession. Both sides of the pitch, they're looking for that ball though, aren't they here, Palace? Down the channel, exploiting the space left in those areas with runners in behind. Half an hour on the clock, Palace leading by a goal to nil. Benjamin Casey with his third goal of the season. It's been a controlling performance from the home team so far as well. Very much favour them to go on and get a second goal, but potentially even before half-time, the way things are going. Haven't been a whole host of good quality goal-scoring opportunities, but in terms of the overall control of the game, it very much is in Palace's favour. Later today on Palace TV, we'll be able to bring you live audio commentary of the first team game against Fulham from 3 o'clock today. Tickets are also available for the fixture for Palace women's team against Everton at Sutton tomorrow. Tickets available from £5 if you're interested in that one. Get down and support the team tomorrow in their fixture against Everton. Benamar again, doing so well over on that left wing. Ahead of that time, up over the bar from Williams, but he's such a danger man. When he gets going down that left flank. Same little trick again with the step over just to earn himself a yard of space away from the West Brom right back Asamuga. And he can't deal with Benamar at this point. Certainly not on the showing of the opening 32 minutes so far, and you conclude from that that the more that Palace can get the ball to Dean Benamar, then perhaps the more success they'll have as the game continues. He really has been a danger man so far. Throwing taken short there into Charlie Blackshields, but he's lost possession. Here's Derry. Blackshields with the recovery to get his toe in to win the ball back. Now on Yamachi. Switch of play was slightly wide of Letlat, but he keeps it in play. Letlat with the delivery from the left, trying to almost mirror the qualities of Dean Benamar for Palace. Forward as an attacking left back there, and the handball, I think, is the decision given there. Indeed it is, against the visitors by the referee, so free kick here for the home team. Looking back in the history books, Palace won this equivalent fixture 2-1 here last season, with goals from Seb Williams and Hindalou Mustafa. Mustafa, of course, who's moved up to the under-21s age group now and has gone on to represent his country, Sierra Leone, at international level as well. Oh, loose there from Mason, gives it away. Opportunity here for Okarudu into the penalty area, and they've taken it. And it's the trialist for West Brom who gets himself a goal. First real opportunity that West Brom have created, or should I say gifted really, as Mason's pass was straight into the path of Okarudu. The trialist was free in the penalty area. Adams Coleman couldn't backtrack in time to intercept. And it's a simple finish in the end for the West Brom number 7. The trialist operating in the middle of the pitch, forward into the attacking penalty area there, and he's got his team back on level terms. And well, you'd hope from a Palace point of view that that won't derail things too much, but it's certainly not what they were looking for as they tried to play forward from the back. I suppose you are going to make errors like that, aren't you, at some stage, if you play this risky style of football. Inevitable, really, that you sometimes will give the ball away, but they've been punished for it this time. West Brom are back on level terms. Very much against the run of play. For West Brom, they'll be hoping that it's the boost that they need to get back into the game. But for Palace, as I say, I think the message will be just to continue doing what you were before. Continue going about their business, because it had been so good for them up until that point. Only real error from them so far. And that's all it takes. One moment of madness at the back. Well and truly taken advantage of by the visitors. Referee jumping out of the way there as West Brom come on the attack again. Letlat. Onyemachi. Assessing his options both sides. Comes in field onto his favoured right foot. Abudu forward to Onyemachi. Forward from Black Shields up to Dudu, and the referee's brought it back here. It's going to be a free kick for West Brom as the pass went into the feet of Dudu, but the referee's, as I say, going to bring it back for a late challenge, and hence the free kick here. Certainly a sense of deflation around the place at the moment for Palace, and you can understand why, given the fact that the equaliser very much did come against the run of play. West Brom, the far happier team with the scoreline. Palace, though, do need to ensure that it doesn't go from bad to worse for them before half-time. There have been games this season which have swung on their head quickly for the Crystal Palace under-18s team. No stranger to a goal fest, I think it's fair to say, in some of their games so far this season. Look to some of their results earlier on. Back on the opening match day, it was a 6-4 defeat away at Tottenham. Elsewhere across the season, 4 goals in their 3-1 defeat at Aston Villa. They beat Norwich 4-2. And a day which they'll hope to have erased from the memory, a 6-0 defeat at home to Fulham. So we do usually get goals when Palace's under-18s team takes the field. We've had 2 already today. Split evenly between the teams as we're back to the game after a moment's stoppage, as the physio was momentarily onto the pitch there for West Brom. You'd imagine this is going to be a long throw-in if the number 9's gone across to take it. Dudu seems likely here he will launch it into the penalty area. Indeed he does, towards that near post area. Not quite with the distance that he would have liked, I don't think, as it's shepherded behind there by Palace defender, who clearly thought that that was going to be given as a goal kick. Referee disagreeing. Certainly could have cleared the ball away there. Walker Smith, I think it was, who saw it out for the corner as it's turned out. Out swinging delivery, and the header drops towards the back post. Here's the trialist again. His cross closed down and blocked then though by Tyler White, and the momentum of the game has swung on that one error and the equalising goal. Now it's West Brom going in search of a goal to put themselves in front. Spectacular effort from the edge of the penalty area from Rio Palmer, and well, that would have been some goal had it found the back of the net. It's a sort of one where I think his eyes lit up as the ball came his way in the air, and nice effort, wasn't it? But not on target in the end from Divine Onyemachi, I beg your pardon, rather than Rio Palmer. Didn't need a second invitation to shoot there, though, the West Brom number 11. As we move into the final 5 minutes of this first half.
Second ball. See it out, Corey.
That effort there from Onyemachi, not too dissimilar to a splendid goal which Jesse Derry scored earlier this season. Actually won goal of the month for Palace. A couple back now across the whole club. Wonderful finish if you haven't seen it. Not dissimilar to that. Onyemachi's effort though not finding the back of the net like Derry's did. The offside flag there is raised again. Problems to think about now though for Palace ahead of half-time, if it is indeed to stay this way in the closing 4 minutes before the break. Surely a foul there on Tyler White. Is the referee giving that as a free kick in the end, or just a throw-in? I think it's given us just the throw-in. Right, it has been given us the free kick by the looks of things, so I think they've got to the right decision in the end. Definitely seemed to be a push in the back of White, but didn't see the referee give the free kick to begin with. We will restart with this dead ball now. A couple of the West Brom substitutes just making their way back to the substitutes bench. Both teams with 5 players here in reserve. Goalkeepers included in amongst that for the 2 respective sides. A reminder for you of the Palace bench, which you'd expect Rob Quinn to turn to at some point in the second half. Marcus Hill is the substitute goalkeeper. Ewan Danaher, Enrique Lameras, Zach Henry and Joshua Moana are the outfield options today. For the visitors, they have Max Moses, Antonio Perkins, Franchurchi, Remar McNeil and Justin 7-7. Out of play there from George King, and Adam Letler just spun out of that challenge, looking a little worse for wear. Just a bit of contact on the West Brom number 3's knee, maybe. Sure, he'll try to shake that off before half-time, as I think we've just got word that there's going to be 2 minutes of additional time, barring any further stoppages before we reach the end of the 45, and there's an opportunity to counter here for Palace, but it's a poor pass really from Williams, and it was behind the run of Adams-Coleman. Better pass there, and it might have opened up things for them. Great challenge from Adams-Coleman, but he's unfortunate that it broke straight back to Palmer. Then the ball won by Onyemachi. Palmer tries the back heel, and they're into the penalty area as well here. West Brom, the clearance away is rushed and not ended up where it was meant to, and that's a wonderful strike from Charlie Blackshields. And things do go from bad to worse in this first half now for Palace as West Brom spin the game around. They turned it on its head. Poor clearance, straight to Blackshields. But sometimes you have to say, well, what a spectacular goal that is. Goalkeeper Jack Mason stood absolutely no chance with that. Right into the postage stamp of the top corner there from Blackshields' right boot. Looked so unlikely that West Brom would lead at half-time, but it now looks extremely unlikely that they won't. Wasn't really closed down there, I suppose, from a defensive point of view, but I think the main error that Palace will pick up on is the poor clearance was just rushed, wasn't it? A little bit of panic maybe after the back heel into the penalty area. Again, West Brom, though, have taken full advantage, as they did for the equaliser. That time with a wonderful strike from outside the penalty area. And they're 2-1 to the good. So into additional time then at the end of this first half. Palace now probably the side who are hoping for half-time. There's a chase on here for the loose ball. Back it goes from Walker-Smith to Mason. Had to take it onto his less favoured left foot, but that's a great ball forward to Derry. Walker-Smith into Derry again, under pressure as he's certainly doubled up on, almost tripled up on there, wasn't he, by 3 in West Brom black and white. And he's stayed down here momentarily as well, Jesse Derry. I think there's going to be a yellow card here as well, shown to the West Brom trialist. Maybe just went down the Achilles back of the boot of Jesse Derry there. A yellow card brandished for the first time today. So the trialist who got himself on the score sheet also has his name taken now as well by the referee.
See it out.
White's delivery, important header. Still there for Benamar. There were appeals for a spot kick, but the referee waving those away as Benamar seemed to be blocked off in the penalty area. It's the type of one which I think you're definitely getting if it's in your defensive third. But you'll far less commonly see given as a penalty, rightly or wrongly. And there's no more time for any further action in this first half, so 2-1 to West Brom then at half-time. And as I say, that looked like it was a very unlikely half-time scoreline when Benjamin Casey got the opening goal after his initial header was disallowed for offside. It could have been more for Palace than just the 1-goal advantage that they at that point had. But then an error from Mason presented the chance for the visitors to equalise. It was taken by the trialist, and Charlie Blackshields with an excellent strike from outside the penalty area right into the top corner means that at half-time it's Crystal Palace 1, West Brom 2. And it's the visitors who have this 1-goal advantage at half-time. But you'd certainly expect more goals in the second half. And hopefully, from a Palace point of view, they can go their way. Referee blows the whistle. And we're back underway then at the start of this second 45. Palace attacking the goal to the left of the picture in this second half. Immediately on the attack as well, here with George King, with the delivery into the penalty area, and they've scored straight away! Jerome Asai at the near post, and it is the dream start to the second half for Palace. Lovely link-up play from Casey to King. And the finishing touch there from Jerome Asai. Perfection at the start of the second half for Crystal Palace. Well, I said to expect more goals. I didn't quite think it would come that quickly. But Palace are back on level terms and now have the momentum for this second half as well. 2 each. Great start, the dream start to this second period for Rob Quinn, and whatever he said at half-time has, well, it certainly worked. Have some defending to do here, though. West Brom with the free kick. Both teams now will need no further warning that this game is very much capable of swinging one way, then back the other very quickly. High delivery towards the back post there for Albion. Letlet. Taken on here by Palmer. And the throw in for Palace. Long diagonal switch of play again out to Benamar. The offside flag, though, goes up against him that time. Frustrating one there for Palace, and Dean Benamar in particular just failed to look right across the line. Casey sets that back. It's comfortable possession for Palace again. Samade. Clipped forward down the channel again. It's the same forward ball which Palace looked to utilise so often in that first half. Lovely switch of play there, and Benamar takes it into the penalty area, across the face of goal, asking for a penalty, and the referee says no. Well, it looked as though it was going to be turned in for 3-2, and you have to ask the question as to whether the reason as to why it wasn't was because of too much contact in the back of the Palace man in front of goal. Might have had a case there, Palace. There's Derry, and it's straight at Brady. Two good opportunities there. The chances are coming thick and fast now for Palace at the start of this second half. We'll try and bring you a replay of that when the ball goes out of play, but it certainly seemed as though they might have had a case for a penalty appeal. There were big appeals to the referee, but as was the case in the first half when Benamar was blocked off. The referee with a two-handed, very clear wave away of the appeals. Brady out to Sears. Again, a physical, firm challenge from Benji Casey. Corey Sears there, just getting back to his feet. Over on the far side. Excellent start to this second half, though, for Palace. Jerome Asai with his first goal of the season. In his first year as a Palace scholar. And he has the all-important goal today. Asamuga. Close down quickly. Look at the intensity of the press again from Palace, with Benamar leading at that time. Clear towards the halfway line. Header from Walker Smith, and you could hear the contact on that one. Williams wanting a foul. I don't think there was anything in it on that occasion. Now Derry. Will he pull the trigger? He will, but it's an excellent block there, in fairness, from Abdullah Boudou. King continues. Can he deliver here? It's blocked away out for the corner off Corey Sears. But Palace continuing to apply the pressure, and they really have their foot on the accelerator here. One-way traffic in the 6 minutes since half-time. Williams is still pleading his case with the referee. Not sure whether that's about the penalty appeal or if he felt he should have had a free kick for a foul in more recent moments. Again, looks likely to be an in-swinging delivery into the 6-yard box. It's a comfortable header away that time to the edge of the penalty area, though. Williams again jumps into the challenge, but he got to the ball, and the referee was happy with that. Williams. The shot on the spin there from Jerome Asai, but it just trickles through back to Brady. And he might look to take the sting out of things momentarily, although saying that, he gets the ball back in play relatively quickly. West Brom still in possession inside their own half. They've got a throw.
Good. Just go around a bit. Go where the ball is. He's on the ball. Go on, get over to the ball. Come on, Divine, got it! Divine, change it!
Wonderful watch this game so far, and Palace were in control for the large majority of that first 45. I think a lot of the message from the coaching team at half-time would have been, we'll be okay if we can get back playing that way, and they've not only done that but improved on it as well. There's another opportunity. Blocked that time though as the shot on goal from Jerome Asai failed to get off the ground and needed to really to bypass the defender. Both players at it there, 6 for one, half a dozen the other maybe, and the referee allowed the game to flow freely, but it's been stopped to now as Adam Okorodudu just went a little bit too early in behind the Palace back line and ran offside. Free kick taken back there to Mason. Safety first. Clearance away there from Rhys Morris. Round on the cover from centre of defence. Kept in play there, looking for a cutback. And it will be yet another Palace corner now. Sometimes a good indicator of how much pressure defences are under, how many corners they've conceded. And for West Brom, I don't have the statistics to hand, but it certainly seems to have been a plenty, doesn't it, across the 54.5 minutes of play so far. Palace regularly getting into those wide areas in the little pocket of space and winning corners like that.
Step out on that!
White. West Brom hiring the line, but failing to deal with the original corner taker, and it's a wicked deflection which takes it out for another. This time from the near left side. In that first half, there was a sense that West Brom struggled aerially with these set-piece deliveries. In fairness, they've negotiated a fair few. The more opportunities Palace have, the more likely you feel that they're going to take one of them. It's grasped well out of the air there, though, by Brady. He kick-starts the counter-attack as well here for the visitors with Rio Palmer. Goes 1v1 against Benamar, seems to have a hold of the shorts of Benamar, and while the free kick's gone West Brom's way, I just wonder whether there was a pull on the shorts of Benamar there before he ultimately committed the foul for which he's been cautioned. Benamar becoming the second player shown yellow today. He joins the West Brom try list in that regard.
Kingy, need someone in the hole a little bit more, yeah, you. Step over one, yes.
It's the visitors' turn now then to show us what they have up their sleeve from this dead ball delivery. Rio Palmer to take. Plenty forward from the back in those Albion black and white shirts as well. Delivery towards that near post area. I don't think it was quite what was intended from the set-piece taker Palmer. Well won then by Corey Sears on the halfway line. Palace with the ball back. Adams Coleman. Forward from King to Asai. He's disrupted in his progress that time. Good challenge gain from Corey Sears. Feels as though he's an important player in the back line for West Brom. He's held things together at times for them.
Come on, stay high, stay high. Tight shot, come on.
Benema. Williams forward first time to Derry. Oh, superbly done again, and he has an option in front of him as well, and utilises that option here with Benjamin Casey driving into the penalty area. Potential rebound, but it didn't fall away at the side. So unfortunate there for Palace that it didn't. West Brom going forward the other way. Back to Mason, that's very tight, and very fortunate there, Jack Mason, that Okorodudu couldn't intercept that loose pass. Now Asai finds himself on the left wing. Lesser found position for him. Takes it on the outside. Good block though. Benema will deliver again with his left foot, and it's a spectacular effort which is on target from Jesse Derry. It seemed to take an age to drop down. And Louis Brady therefore had time to readjust and react to make the save. Oh, well, I alluded to the spectacular goal that Derry scored earlier this season, and that really wasn't far off a carbon copy of that. Wonderful technique from the Palace talisman. Takes the corner here, high delivery towards the back stick. Drops down in the penalty area. Clearance away from the trialist. Goes as emphasis to the pressure which West Brom are under. Happy to just clear the ball away like that. There was no thought that time of trying to start a counter. You wonder how long it will be before either manager turns to their substitutes bench. I feel it's more necessary for West Brom at the moment than Palace. Rob Quinn maybe won't want to disrupt the flow of the game and the momentum which Palace have built. Just backtracking from an offside position there, Casey. Maybe wasn't expecting the long pass forward to him from Mason. It was in an offside position when the ball was played. We're nearly at the hour mark. Palace 2, West Brom 2. Good header there from Black Shields. Derry trying to wriggle free of Black Shields again, and he's done so as well there, and it's going to be a yellow card for Charlie Black Shields. He can have no complaints with that one. I think there's a substitution being readied. Just going to be held back for the time being. I think we will soon see action from the substitutes bench, as I thought we might. This free kick, though, is going to be taken first. Taken into the channel again as they try something inventive this time, Palace. KC. Tackled then, though, by Letlet. It's going to be a goal kick, so we expect to see this upcoming change. No, I think that's going to be held back for this occasion. As we heard from the substitutes bench, so just a slight delay to the introduction of whomever it may be coming on here. Casey up to Asai. White, and it's deflected behind for another corner. Derry's been on taking duty for many of these set pieces. Benema likewise, and I think it's going to be an in-swinging left-footed Dean Benema delivery this time. Good looking one as well, but nobody really got up for it there. Williams. Derry onside. Nice footwork again. He just has that extra bit of added quality, doesn't he, Jesse Derry, when in possession like that. Loses out that time, though, as he couldn't stretch to bring the ball under control. White forward down the line to Williams. Has so much space ahead of him. Didn't use it by way of driving into that space and instead tried to deliver from a deeper position. Comfortable though for Louis Brady. He bowls the ball out onto the left side again for Adam Letlert. Well won by Benamar. He's had an excellent game today, Dean Benamar, and there's an opportunity maybe for him to make it even better here. Driving to the edge of the penalty area, Benamar tries to slot it into the back of the net with his less favoured right foot, and I think that might have shown in the end really with the lack of pace on the shot at goal. Foul there by George King on Adam Letlert. Had options both sides, didn't he, Dean Benamar as well, and I just wonder if he could have had that moment back, being on his right foot, if he'd have looked to play the pass. Don't think you can really blame him though for taking aim from, where was he, just about the edge of the penalty area, not closed down as well. So we will see this substitution now, and it's for West Brom. Justin 7-7 is the man coming on here for them. I believe there it's the trialist who has been replaced on a yellow card, so that makes logical sense perhaps for West Brom as well. Yeah, confirmation that it's the trialist who has there been withdrawn. Chase on for possession here with Jerome Asai, who goes to ground, but it's a fair contact from Abdul Abudu. And that came back off Abudu. It's definitely a Palace throw. It should be at least. Error there from the officials, as it certainly came back off Abudu before it was out of play.
Good chance.
Letlert. Tackled then by White. Okorodudu, and there's an opportunity to shoot from the edge of the penalty area as well there for West Brom. Palace on the counter-attack. Slipped forward nicely there by Asai, up to Benjamin Casey. It's a good tackle though from Abudu. First real sign of any concern for the Palace defence then though, with the shot on target comfortably held, but only because it was straight at Mason. You wonder whether West Brom have just steadied the ship somewhat after conceding so early on in this second half, and maybe the substitution can go some way to helping just get a little bit more control back in the game for them as well. Oh, it's a risky throw out again from Mason, but he gets away with it. Fortunately, it breaks the way of Derry. Two runners forward, played forward with the outside of his foot there, Derry to Williams. Just well to readjust, tries to offload to the right. Williams was caught there. No foul given. He was right on the edge of the penalty area as well, but I think he's just struggling with cramp. Jesse Derry acting as the physio there for his captain. We're going to restart then with the drop ball back to the goalkeeper. Dean Benamar just having come across to the near side there to take an energy gel, I think, on board. Samade needs to deal with this. Toes it towards going behind for a corner, but it's kept in play. 7-7, clips it into the penalty area. Asamuga. Now Justin 7-7, the substitute, into the penalty area again. He looks dangerous, cuts it back. Another opportunity, appeals for handball, well blocked. Still the chance remains, and it's over the top then from Rio Palmer, who couldn't keep his effort down. But is the momentum just beginning to swing back in West Brom's favour, maybe? It was a crucial block in the goalmouth area, and to Palace's credit, they got players back and crowded out the opportunity to score despite the close proximity of which the shot was taken from there. But you do feel that they just need to tighten things up defensively a little. Benamar. No foul given. West Brom up and over the halfway line again. Once more with bodies joining this attack, but it wasn't quite played into the path of Okorodudu. You wonder whether now it's time for a substitution, maybe, for Palace. Wouldn't be surprised to see either Ewan Danaher, who started the game last week, or Zach Henry come off the bench shortly for Palace. Both forward-thinking, attack-minded players who certainly would have the potential to impact the game positively for Palace if they are to be introduced. Good challenge there from Samade. Took absolutely everything that was in his way and made sure he got to the ball. It's loose back towards him, but he is going to be able to get there. Not the best clearance away again, though, only to Blackshields. Palmer out to Letlet, and it's a lunge from White. I think the yellow card is going to be shown for that as well. Indeed it is, as White becomes the second Palace player cautioned. 2 each in that regard, and 2 each on the all-important scoreboard. But again, just slightly worrying moments for Palace. Need to play through this period of West Brom pressure. Come out strongly the other side. Header from Adams-Coleman. Casey careful to not foul. He was in the penalty area there. Almost pulled out of the aerial duel because of that. Ricochets back towards a couple of lurking West Brom players. One of those was Okorodudu, but on hand there for Palace, the goalkeeper Jack Mason. Derry. Really nicely done again. Not the pass that he wanted on that occasion, though. Substitution happening here. The change ready to be made then. It is for Palace. It's going to see the withdrawal, I think, here of Jerome Asai, as Ewan Danaher looks set to be introduced. So Danaher is on. Was just confused for a slight moment there as Derry was coming across as well, but he's just come across to take instructions, and I think maybe a change of roles for him if he's going to operate on this left wing now. Confirmation of that change with Jerome Asai taken off, and Ewan Danaher is the man who's been given the go-ahead to make his introduction to the game. So we'll see if that plays out the way which Palace are hoping it will. Samade toes it back towards his goalkeeper, but it doesn't get there, and that's an excellent save from Mason. A mistake from Samade. And a golden opportunity for West Brom to get their noses back in front once more. It's the substitute just in 7-7. Just tried to slip it past Mason. It was on target. It would have been a goal. Mason with a fine save with that outstretched right leg to turn it behind. You wonder how big a moment that might prove to be in the greater scheme of things as we move towards the final 15 minutes. Still, they've got to defend this corner now, though, Palace. Up and over the top from Abdulabudu, but off the head of a Palace defender en route through, so it's going to be another corner, this time from the near side. And again, the pressure remains on Jack Mason's goal.
Can you stay there? Be brave.
Orders from the sideline as to the defensive structure here. Benamar at that near post area. Plenty waiting towards the back stick though for West Brom.
Keep him away, Ewan.
It is delivered towards the near post where the West Brom runners attack that area, and the cynical foul there on Casey. Is there going to be a card as well? The referee has delayed the taking of the free kick there, indeed, to bring out the yellow card once more. Correct decision in breaking up the attack there, so the yellow card is shown to Abdulabudu. It's been a battle to keep an eye on, hasn't it, across the game so far between Abudu, the West Brom centre-back, and Casey up front for Palace. Another substitution here then for West Brom, and it's going to see the introduction of Fran Churchy. He's coming on here to replace Adam Okoro-Dudu. Latest change, so Churchy on for Okoro-Dudu, and there's a stoppage in play here at the moment as the physio is onto the field, hence the reason as to why nearly all of the 22 players out on the pitch have come across down below our camera's vantage point to take on some all-important fluids and some running repairs as well for Sean Samade by the looks of things. Just seems to be some tape on his right boot there, Samade. Whether his boot's broken or if it's support for a kick to the foot, I'm not sure. Suggest probably the former, with the tape going all the way around his boot like that. So two changes that the visitors have made now then, and the one switch made as well for Palace with Danaher's introduction. Break in play gives me an opportunity to remind you that we'll have live audio commentary of the first team fixture against Fulham from 3 PM today. Tune in on Palace TV for that. And a reminder that you can also get down to support the Palace women's side as they face Everton at Sutton tomorrow, with tickets available from just £5. That one taking place at Sutton tomorrow. Back to the game here then in the final 15 minutes, plus however much is added on for stoppages at the end of the 90. And still this game hangs in the balance. Still we're none the wiser as to finding out who will win it, if indeed either team do go on to claim all 3 points. Too much on the pass that time for Joel Asamuga. It runs behind. Plenty of games taking place elsewhere today across the under-18 Premier League as well. 11 games in action at the moment, and there's a later kick-off today as well. Blackburn, Nottingham Forest yet to get underway in the final fixture across the 2 divisions today, of course being split into the northern and southern sections. Here's Benamar again, wins the throw-in. Such a luxury, isn't it, for Palace to have both Dean Benamar and Freddie Cowan as options in this attacking left wing-back role when Cowan is available as well. I mentioned earlier that he hasn't played for a number of weeks now, but it's an opportunity which has been seized upon by Bedemar, and it's been an excellent display from the left wing-back again today.
Yeah, good divide. Keep rotating. Rio, corners.
Samuga's throw towards the penalty area. Firm header away from Charlie Walker-Smith. Still Casey making a nuisance of himself and threatening to win the ball back off Abdullah Boudou. Still so much energy for Benjamin Casey, despite having played 77 minutes so far. Adams Coleman sees the free kick go against him. Always the question at this sort of stage of a game locked level like this as well, as to how much the two sides really want to risk in terms of going for all 3 points. Of course, it'd be a killer blow for either team should they lose it from this point. Hard to say who the point would be a better result for. I think there will be an element of frustration for Palace if it does end level. But also then for West Brom, because ultimately they were the team who led at half-time. Threatening in behind here, West Brom. There's an opportunity for Onyemachi across the face of goal, and it was too far ahead of Justin 7-7. You just wonder whether he could have tried to slide in and make contact in the 6-yard area. Felt not there, the substitute. Here's Casey. Sets it back to Adams Coleman, who didn't control to begin with, but then makes amends for that. Is he going to win another corner? No, it stays in play that time. Bit of a sticky situation for West Brom to try to play out of, and they fail to do so. Allowed to run through there to Derry. Inventive from Williams. And just stepping over the ball, and he knew where Jesse Derry was, and it took a deflection. Not sure whether it was going to be on target or not, but there was a touch off the Albion defender. Again, space in the penalty area there, this time for Ewan Danaher. And that was the call from the West Brom bench as well. Danaher takes it on from the edge of the area. And again, it took a deflection, but that time, somewhat fortunately for West Brom, only through to their goalkeeper. Could have ended up anywhere, that. Could easily have evaded Louis Brady in the West Brom net. Comfortable collection for him in the end. Here's 7-7, who's not wearing the number 7 shirt, as might have been most appropriate for him. Number 16 on the back of the West Brom substitutes. Here's Asamuga across to the penalty area. Again, they were queuing up there for West Brom, unmarked as well. One of them was 7-7 at the back post.
Well done.
Another substitution. It's going to be a change here for Palace as the linesman comes to ensure that this is done correctly. No fourth officials, of course, in the under-18 Premier League. Kyrie Adams Coleman is coming across to this near side. Coming on here for Palace is going to be Zach Henry.
Come on, heads up, come on!
So Henry on to replace Adams Coleman, who put in a good shift in midfield, but his involvement in the game maybe just faded as the second half's progressed. And an opportunity then for Zach Henry. We'll see if he could be the hero in the closing 8 minutes plus stoppage time. And it takes one moment for either team. Whether that be a moment of magic or an error, as has been the case for a couple of the goals so far today as well. I think Palace will be disappointed with both of the goals that they conceded in the first half. Okay, it was an excellent strike from Charlie Blackshields for the actual goal to make it 2-1 in that first period, but it was an error in giving the ball straight to him on the edge of the area. A mistake from Mason for the first. Free kick for West Brom. Again, they send players forwards from the back. Churchy here just to the right of the set-piece taker. Too much on it though for the run of Rhys Morris. Short options for Palace goalkeeper, but he opts to go long instead. Sears, not the kindest of back passes at all, and it's given away then. Good opportunity this for Palace, but it's cut out importantly there by Morris. Difficult one for the goalkeeper to deal with, wasn't it? West Brom getting away with that. Here's Letlet. 16-year-old has been bright. Bright spark over on that far side for West Brom. Still trying to play their way forward over on that far side here, the visitors. The decision is a Palace throw. Tyler White there just being told exactly where to take that throw in from, back in his own half of the field. Nothing comes of the ball forward down the line.
Hey, come on, come on! Get to the ball! Squeeze! Go on!
Cut out there by Williams, up to KC. Controls it on his chest, but again, just look at how difficult it is for him because of how many defenders are around him. Still West Brom pressing high up the field here, despite it being late on in the game. Benamar skipped away from two challenges, but couldn't find Derry with the pass. Here's Churchy. Well met in the air there by Charlie Walker-Smith. Corner for West Brom. Set pieces have been such a big story of the game so far. Would love to have the stats to hand as to how many corners we've had in this game, but it must far surpass the regular average. Could hear the call from the goalkeeper, but he didn't get there, and underneath the crossbar it's onto the roof of the net then from Charlie Blackshields. There was a clear call to claim that from Jack Mason, but never looked likely to be able to get there. Onto the roof of the net it went, and Palace able to breathe a big sigh of relief. Here's King. Forward down the right wing here with Henry. Goal kick. No look that time for the latest Palace substitute. Looking ahead to the next fixtures for Palace, there's a significant break now for them. Next fixture isn't until the 30th of this month, when they'll travel to face Brighton away from home, so certainly have enough time to mull over whatever the result may be at the end of this game here. Of course, with the upcoming international fixtures and a break before we get back underway in the Under-18 Premier League. Man down here at the moment for Palace, but the game goes on. West Brom in no mood to put the ball out of play. Still, there's a man down here, and it is for a head injury concern as well, so really the referee should have stopped the game straight away. As per the concussion protocols, game should have been stopped immediately. Charlie Walker-Smith is who's down as well, the central defender who, of course, wasn't back there defending as West Brom went forwards. Mentioned the next game for Palace, and it's the same date. The upcoming fixture in 3 weeks' time for West Brom as they host Reading.
Three-man wall, 3 midfielders, yeah?
Into the final 90 seconds of the 90 minutes, but I'm sure we will have a significant amount of stoppage time added on at the end of that as well. Referee there in conversation with Benjamin Casey. Casey not happy, I think, that he allowed the game to continue as his teammate Walker-Smith was down in need of treatment. We'll wait to see how much stoppage time will indeed be added on, with no fourth official. Might not be able to get word of that for you, but will be left to the referee's discretion as to how long he feels should be added. Immediately calling Walker-Smith back onto the field of play as well. If either side do find a winning goal now, it will very much be dramatic, I can assure you of that. Or will the spoils be shared here in South London? If they are, then it will be 3 successive draws for Palace. Not quite being able to turn these good performances into victories at the moment. Still time to do so, but they've got to defend here as well with a long-range effort. Simple though there for Jack Mason. He gets the ball forwards quickly as well, up to Tyler White. Still with an engine on his back, driving forward down the right wing as well. Henry's delivery, simple header out. Williams takes it on. And again, 3 players on him once more. Should be space elsewhere though for Palace. Into the penalty area goes the delivery from wide right. Trying to win the throw in there, Zach Henry, and he's done just that. Long throw in here. It's being readied by Charlie Walker-Smith. First time today we've seen this for Palace. Decent distance, King gets to it. Helps it on its way again, Samade, Casey's there. West Brom can clear to Williams, who takes aim. Well wide of the goal in the end though from the Palace captain. I think there's going to be another substitution here as well. I believe it's Ramar McNeil coming on for West Brom at this late stage to help them see out the stoppage time period. Yeah, indeed, Ramar McNeil is ready to come on. Divine on your match sheet is the man withdrawn late on. Game management substitution is probably the right way of putting it for the visitors, which goes to emphasise the fact that, you know, after conceding in the first minute of the second half, I think they probably would at that stage have settled for no further goals. A point away from home for a side struggling in the league table. Only 6 points before today. They'll probably be relatively content if it does end 2-2. Still, they'll try to win it though, into the penalty area. Contact from Charlie Blackshields, but it could have gone absolutely anywhere, as he wasn't able to best position himself on the volley. He played 3 minutes of stoppage time, inclusive of the time it took for that substitution. Didn't get an indication, unfortunately, of how much stoppage time the referee added on at the end of the 90. Over the head of Williams. Less controlled possession about the game for either team now. It's back and forth over the halfway line at times. With good reason as well, given the late stage. You do get the sense that there's an urgency from Palace to try to create one last final opportunity, and then it's a case of whether they'll be able to take it or not. Again, it's going to be a long throw from Walker-Smith. They've reverted to this in the final few minutes. Launched in like an arrow, that excellent throw. The flick header only straight to the Albion defender though. Here's King trying to sidestep his way into the penalty area. Is there an opportunity on the counter-attack now here for Justin 7-7? Forward it goes with his pass into the path of Ramar McNeil. 2 of the 3 substitutes there linking up on the counter, but it's an excellent recovery from Dean Benamar, who gets back late on to win the ball back. No foul given on Derry. The referee completely disinterested in any claims for a free kick that time. And there's no time for any further action. Referee blows the full-time whistle. And a subdued feeling around the Crystal Palace training ground as it finishes on as even. A case of what could have been today for both teams really, but in particular perhaps Palace after they got the equalising goal at the start of the second half. And at that point it certainly looked as though they might go on to win it. Created a flurry of opportunities in the aftermath of that, but the game evened up in its closing stages, and West Brom, to their credit, got back into the game. Both sides will have to settle for a point. Albion led at half-time, but it finishes here at the end of the 90 minutes. Crystal Palace 2, West Bromwich Albion 2.